Hello and welcome to the Foxcatcher AFL show. My name's Julian, Vallance, joined by Mitch of Wallis. Now, Mitch, let's get into round 18 action here. Thursday night, Blues. Yep, they get the blockbuster again. It makes sense. They play the Lions. Now, Lions clear-cut favourite, understandably so. We know the Blues can't get out of their own way at the moment, but there's just a trend we've developed here at Foxcatcher throughout the year we want to keep an eye on, the 5-day break. Now, there's been 8 teams that have done it this year, including Brisbane, who actually got annihilated by Collingwood early on in the year. 3 teams have won. 5 have lost, but more importantly, when we talk about market expectation here, Mitch, only 1 team's been able to exceed that market expectation. The team that's done it has been the Collingwood Magpies, and obviously they've bucked every trend this year. So how do you see this game sort of evolving?
Yeah, and you said, look, Brisbane coming off 2 really solid wins and Carlton off 3 pretty bad losses. So whether the 5-day break plays into the mental battle of the game, I'm not sure, but I just can't see Carlton getting over the line.
Oh, yeah, I think you're right there. Let's get to the total point line, which we talk a lot about on this show. 169.5, and then look at the metrics in terms of the numbers that we see. So Carlton average 78, Brisbane a lot higher at 90. Carlton total point line average in 3 games is 191, so that seems high. And then the recent games sort of sit around that 171, 170, 174, and then there was a 142, obviously, in a prelim, which we know obviously changes the complexion of how the games are played. So it sort of points towards maybe a little bit over of that 169.5, but I don't want to play in this space at all because I just can't trust Carlton. But Mitch, do you have anything that you can push the viewers into?
Yes, and StatMate have taken a look at 2 individuals. Yep. So Lachie Neale, averaging 32 touches over the past 5 games at Marvel, covering 30 of them in on 4 occasions, and then Charlie Cameron kicking 2 goals in 4 of his last 5 against Carlton. So, look, I've come up with my own same-game multi.
Good.
It includes both those 2 individuals. I'll stick with Charlie Cameron, to $1.90. But just on playing on the safer side of things, I'll go Lachie Neale at 25+. Then Huey McGluggage, who's putting together a fantastic season to cover that 25 disposal barrier as well at $1.80. So that's my same-game multi.
Beautiful, including the Scottish suitcase is important. Let's get to Gold Coast versus Collingwood Friday night. This is a belter of a game up on the Gold Coast. It's important, and we want to talk about when the sun's out, the sun seems to shine. And it is going to be beautiful conditions Friday, so there's really not going to be any rain about. It's going to give the Suns an opportunity to be able to knock off the Collingwood Magpies. In terms of this game, Mitch, 170.5 is the total point line, and you talk about the total point line, you talk about the overs. The Suns have been able to hit it 10 times. So when the sun's out, they'll be able to actually score heavily. What do you want to do with this game?
Yeah, this is an interesting one because there's been no chinks in the Collingwood armour of late. They've won 5 in a row, and Gold Coast have only won 2 out of the last 3. But it'll just be interesting to see how it goes. I know the weather will play a factor. Yep. I'm going for overs. Yeah. I want a shootout. I want 2 midfields. Both historically don't tag to get lots of the pill, lots of inside 50s and high scoring. So that's where my value bet sits.
And I think that's a really good point for the viewers out there. Mitch is pushing into that high probability chance. You know, Gold Coast average 96. Collingwood average 94. Recent games at People First Stadium, when you don't include wet games, sits really high. Yep. Recent games, 191, a 205 in there as well. Yes, there was 129 4 games ago, but that was in the wet as well. Yep. I think that 170.5, we want to play the overs in that Gold Coast versus Collingwood space is where we want to be. Another game. This round is actually a belter, and it's your mob here, Western Bulldogs versus Adelaide. Now, it's at Marvel Stadium, so I think that probably helps Adelaide because originally it was going to be down in Ballarat in front of about 8 people. So they've changed that to Marvel. The numbers here are important because there's plenty of numbers that we want to go through, but I think a metric that we talk about a lot on Foxcatcher is health is wealth. Yep. And Adelaide in the last 5 weeks in particular have been the healthiest team just about in the whole comp. They're number 1. Whereas the Dogs, they're starting to get healthier a little bit more, Mitch, but they've been 12th compared to that, so they don't have as much stability. These are the games with Adelaide at their best in terms of their players used, need to be trying to win these games.
They do, and this is a big game for both teams. Yep. And it sets up really that run home. Yeah. From more of a confidence point of view, because you are playing in the top 8, I see it as going to be a high-scoring game. It's interesting to note that, 4 of the last 5 games have been decided by over 39 points, so nearly blowouts, and 3 of those the Bulldogs have won. So, look, the Dogs' recent form at Marvel and historically is always so strong, and they've scored some big scores in that time. So, look, I think the Dogs are going to win, and hopefully, for the viewers, it's going to be a high-scoring game.
Can they make the top 4?
They should make the top 4. It's $2.35 currently, and that's where all my money will be going.
We'll see you soon.
Chances are you're about to lose. For free and confidential support, call the number on the screen or visit the website.